Well, it's been a few weeks, but here we are, and ready to get it rolling here tonight. We just did a little live video for those of you fortunate enough to have Facebook and joined in. Pretty cool live. We had Troy's nephew, TJ DeCare, the superior of the DeCares.
And the more tech savvy who knew they could join a live. I didn't even know that shit.
We did not even know, so we're sitting there on the live.
We have no idea how to get our guest face right here. And
it says, TJ DeCare would like to join your live, and I was like, what? So, yeah, it was a cool little live deal there with TJ. Here we are, November 1, and TJ is 12.
Oh, now you said the date, so you have to edit this quick. Boy, you can't be putting this out on the 7th. Huh?
Hey, 12 wins on the year, right? Is that what he said?
Yeah, that's 12.
Yeah, right. And you're at, they got like a little friendly competition going.
There ain't no competition.
Well,
I'm just out here doing
Sunshine
the best.
State Racing and some other people are kind of promoting it as a competition.
I'm just out here doing the best I could do. That's all I'm doing. I just trying to live.
And now, as you said on the live, you're rooting for TJ.
Of course.
So
where the hell am I going to go?
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, I know we got some people who don't, have Facebook and things like that. So TJ, Troy's nephew, he's been running Legends cars around Florida.
He's run up in Georgia
this year. He did run a little bit up in Georgia, but he's got 12 wins on the year so far, and he's how old? 13, 14? 13, 14, something like that.
18, 19 for
doesn't even have his learners yet. Let's say that. So he's definitely not 15.
No, he ain't 15.
13 or 14. Been kicking ass this year, taking names. So
it's pretty good.
Definitely.
It's pretty good.
Oh, shit.
What do you mean? You forgot to do?
No. I had the sound backwards. So you need to be all the way up. Check. Wait, no, I didn't. It was fine.
Are we starting over?
No, we're not starting over. Just like, hey, it's been a little minute. I had to get a little thing straightened out here.
We're doing a little OJT.
Yeah, here we go. So anyways, Troy, got a question. Did you sit on the pole one year at Daytona or outside pole? Outside pole, right?
No, I sat on the pole. I drove Holly's buggy. I sat on the pole. That year Mullins won everything.
What about the year in the flat car? Didn't you sit outside pole?
Oh, the 5 and the 10 grand. Yeah, we sat with the G-Man body.
Yeah, the 3 for Dale year.
Yeah.
Outside pole.
No, 3 for Dale. No, that was the year I sat outside pole in the 5 grand and the 10 grand.
Mm-hmm.
That was the 256 for Shane Neal.
That's right.
G-Man body. Come on.
Let me ask you something. So you're outside pole at Daytona, 5 grand to win, 10 grand to win. Let me ask you something. Do you think that you'd have been on the pole if you'd have had a Raging Bull strapped to the side of it?
I didn't know where he was going with this, but I mean, perhaps. Yeah, let's go. So now we're over here speed. Okay, yeah, I would for sure.
Yeah,
I don't even know who built that pile of junk.
yeah. So Troy's outside pole at Daytona with some shit box strapped to his right.
I could have been Fred Flintstone for all I know.
Yeah, but I tell you one thing, he wouldn't have been outside. He wouldn't have been outside stump. He'd have been on the stump if he'd had that Raging Bull strapped to his right, humming down the backstretch at Daytona, at the Daytona flat track on the Lime Rock. But anyways, as always, thank you, our good friends Brandon and Brian Bull over at Raging Bull Racing Engines. Because
we've been holding on this money for a while because we didn't put out a show. So
yeah,
we had that shit on layaway.
So yeah. George, tell your father about layaway. Anyways, so
I still mess with layaway, and we do layaway at TDC Shocks also. Just so
we also do a layaway here at Bench Racing. So please reach out to us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter.
We promise you a show once every 6 months.
Yeah. So as always, I know them guys. It's busy season. The fall for go karts.
It's got to be busy season for him. Usually somewhere between January and December is probably pretty busy when you build.
Oh yeah, for sure. But the fall has always kind of been where you have your big money races.
Well, everybody's switching from Caps.
Yeah.
To they're like, hey man, this moon power motor really ain't getting it.
Yeah.
They're over there. So everybody's like, well, who's been whipping that ass?
Yeah. This Blaze Martin motor is a turd.
Oh, hey.
And that's a fact.
Damn.
You got that strapped to you, your ass ain't going nowhere. Actually, I tell you what'll probably happen if you got a Blaze Martin motor strapped to the side of it. You will probably go to pick it up the night before Daytona and it won't have a fucking muffler on it. But anyways.
Man, this is Troy DeCare, and I do not approve that message.
Well, I do. Signed, sealed, delivered. Raise your bull over anybody.
Man, we're back. Turn up the heat.
Especially one of them son of a bitchin' piece of shit Blaze Martin motors. I tell you that right now.
God.
So fire up the old number 863-944-4214. You want to go fast, you dial that. You don't dial that 813 number over there.
Come on now.
Off of
It's
Miller
a family
Road.
show. We're trying to have a good time.
We are having a good time. I actually feel a lot better.
You should have drank all the beers in alive. Now you're fired up.
I feel a lot better.
I came here this a new. I was like, I don't have no animosity, no controversy with nobody. But here we are. We're bench racing, just like that.
They can stop by here. They won't talk.
So all right. So what do you want to talk about?
So I figured that tonight we would just do a quick open segment, and I honestly didn't
And
really
then figure it out from there.
Yeah.
All right.
I really
like your style.
I really didn't plan on doing that just now, but you know, sometimes shit just comes to your mind and you just got to say it. But I don't care. It is what it is.
Every show's gonna have a bad guy, and from now on, it's you.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. I mean, hey, you want to take people's money and not even touch their motor before Daytona? It's whatever. But I know one thing. I know the guys up in North Lakeland wouldn't do that. And once again, that's why you always call Raging Bull for all of your power plant needs. Man. So, yeah, I figured
it's hot in here.
Yeah.
It's hot in here. Yeah. So, hey, has anything been going on racing the last 6 months, 8 months? When's the last time we did a show? When's the last time?
May.
It's gonna be May.
It's gonna be
for
May.
real. It's been May.
May or June.
I hope you feel awful about that.
It's May or June.
I hope you feel bad about that. I hope you do. And by the way, because this ain't me.
Oh, bullshit.
Boy, I got time.
No.
Anyway, no, it's okay. So it's been May. Look, I mean, look what's happened to Brian since May.
It was either
this guy's turned in. He's real. He's got some aggression built up. he's been going through it. If you want to talk about it, let's talk about it. Hey, this could be a therapy session. Let's do that.
No, everything's been good.
Here, let me update you guys on this.
Been working on putting that car together. Finally got the shop built that we were putting it in.
Oh, that's right. You got the modified.
Yep, working on the modified. My dad finally got his shop put up last week, so we moved the car and everything down to the shop. Sold my house, had that going on. I'm in the t-shirt business, and let me tell you something, brother. Business is a booming. So I had that going on.
That's good for you.
And so yeah, no,
he can't print my shirts because he's too busy.
No,
that's okay. Might have to
show me the money.
I might have to call Brian Green.
If you want me to print, show me your TDCs. Show me the money.
Hey, that's okay. They coming out soon. Hey, Brian Green, what's up?
I'll text you his number.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I can update you guys though in the last 6 to 8 months or however long it's been since we did one.
It's not been that damn long.
So Kyle Larson won. Yep, that's about it. Kyle Larson won.
Kyle Larson won.
Whatever car you want to pick. He won in a. Did he win in a Formula One car yet? I don't even know.
Yeah, he ain't strapped in one yet.
I don't know. I heard he was drag racing Elon Musk to Mars or something. He probably won that too.
Well, so yeah, Kyle Larson won. Certain people in sprint car racing still absolutely suck.
Yeah,
and people are still screwing you on motors. In the go-kart world. So,
dude, all right, let it go.
No,
it's
I
okay.
won't let it go.
It's okay.
How about this? You let go of the pink lady.
Well, damn. I mean, that's different.
No. And on that note, we're going to go to break, and we're going to come right back. And maybe we'll dive into the pink lady. We'll be right back after a word from who got this segment. Oh, yeah, Yates Motorsports. All right, so I wasn't really planning on going into this, but it just kind of came up there in the first segment. So
crazy how that works.
Yeah, we're gonna jump into it. So Troy last month, which was it October or September when you went?
Hell, I don't know.
So recently, recently Troy went to run
look at my Facebook, man.
The Pink Lady Classic. That's what it's called, right? And
so and to tell you what the Pink Lady is, because that's important to me.
Okay.
Because I like races, to me, that have, prestige, or because it ain't about like the what it pays, because like Turkey Night don't pay a whole lot, but the Agajanians, you know, curb wreckers, Agajanians, like that's what built, and they owned, you know, Parnelli Jones' car, like the like stuff at the Speedway stuff. The Agajanians, like when you win the Turkey Night, you get the copper, the gold hat. Like what happens when you you know, win the Chili Bowl, you get the driller and stuff. And everybody knows what everything like, and what the Pink Lady is like. Everybody knows what Davey Hamilton did. He was one of the best super modified drivers in the country, won a bunch of Copper World Classics, went on to run Indy cars. He had a head-to-head with Smoke for the 2000 or 2001 IndyCar Championship, ended up running second to Smoke, and then going on in the commentating and owning cars and Simon Pagenaud and the HP deal and all that. But before Davey Hamilton, there was Ken Hamilton, and he drove the 98, and she was pink, and it was a sprint car. And it's still in existence. It still competes. Like Cody Swanson drove it to second last year at Meridian and Nowling race. But like the Pink Lady.
Now let me ask you: That's
his dad? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, DJ Hamilton is the grandson. Davey Hamilton's the son. Ken Hamilton's the fucking man.
Yeah.
So, and he had a pink race car, number 98, and like to run a pink frame, pink body, pink. I mean, like leather button-in seat and like yellow or gold numbers, and like to be a badass, like, and the dude wore, I mean, it's Pepto pink, it is pink, like, and I mean, it's just a legendary car. He was gonna let me, I sat in it at Meridian Speed or Madera in California a couple years ago, and he's gonna let me run it, and it just never came to fruition. But they used to own Meridian, Ken Hamilton did, and actually Davey and them were the ones who built the Bull Ring in Vegas.
Okay.
Like, so the Pink Lady's been around. I mean, it's won everything on the West Coast. It's won stuff on the East Coast. I mean, it's just a legendary car in USAC, and it's just a sprint car that, like, I'd love to have if I had a collection one day. Like, it's one of them. So, like, to win the Pink Lady to me means a lot more than the 20 racks that were online. Like, you pay $20,000, which is a cool ass thing for a pavement wing race. You know, but that's just like, and the way they did that, by the way, is they found the guys out in Meridian, who is the people who I was driving for, was Colton Nelson, and Adam Nelson's the dad. They are the owners of Meridian and stuff now, in Boise, Idaho. He just found 20 people with $1,000. But I mean, there's people throwing money at it because it's like everybody want to be a part of the Pink Lady because of Ken Hamilton and what he's done, and like just to be like, I mean, so it paid $10,000 last year, it paid $20,000 this year. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if this race ends up paying $30,000-$40,000. Like, I mean, the people, because it's a legendary, iconic car, legendary man, and plus, like, a bunch of the baddest dudes showed up. Like, I mean, we had a bunch of cars, and it was a throwdown. It was a 100-lap sprint car race, and it was just cool. And, like, so I put up 20 racks, but, like, more importantly, like, I wanted my name on the list of Pink Lady winners.
Right. Like, it's almost, to you, is it kind of up there with, like, Little 500? Like, I
mean, to me, it's bigger than Little 500. Like, Little 500 is cool, right? Like, it's a huge deal. Like, I mean, but again, it's not about it's a you know, a marquee event. Like, if you walk in somebody's shop and you see certain trophies sitting there, like, if a Pink Lady if my name was on that T-shirt, like my name's on the, you know, Joe James Pat O'Connor shirt for Salem and stuff like it's up there. Like, to me,
right,
and to a lot of people in the open wheel world, especially the West Coast and even the East Coast. I mean, because everybody knows, like, what Ken Hamilton's done, and like, and then he's nowhere near as Wikipedia famous as his son Davey, but yeah, no, it's a big deal to me. Like, just to be able to compete in it is something I wanted to do.
Right. So, all right. So, how did the whole deal? I know it was kind of like a last minute deal. So, kind of walk me through, and the people at home, how the whole deal came about. So, you're sitting on the couch, you're sitting in the shop, and then a couple of days later, you're in Boise, Idaho. So how's this whole deal come about?
Well, see, I've been racing for Mike Newman out in Seattle, Snohomish, Washington, and we built that Hurricane car here in Florida. Stand out there, he redid it, and I mean, Mike built. I mean, it's a bad piece. I mean, it's beautiful, and we went out and won some races in Seattle this year, most of them, and you know, we were, you know, gearing up for the Rory. Went 23rd to 3rd in the Rory in the first 25 of the 50, which also is a $10,000 to win, another marquee event, the Rory Prize, and it was the last one. And we broke a bolt in the front race right. So, like, but he he assured me that we're gonna go to Pink Lady and we're gonna do the King of the Wings, but like he's he's a businessman himself and he's doing a bunch of stuff. The new hockey team out there in Seattle, they're wiring the building and stuff. So like, it's just in COVID and COVID's big on the West Coast right now. COVID's big everywhere, but like it just things came and he had to cancel on me. And I know it's not. It was he wants to race. It wasn't that. And another guy had offered me a ride at the Rory, Mr. Alberding, who's his son Kyle's running, and they were going to let me run his car, which is a potent machine. I mean, it's bad. And but some things were happening because they run dirt and pavement. Like I called him. I said, "Hey, Mike can't go, so can I still get the ride?" And he's like, "Oh, it's too last minute." It was about a week or two ahead, and he's like, "I'm so sorry." Him and his old lady was giving him hell. He's like, "Well, let's get the car ready for Troy," but like it just didn't work out. So I was sitting there, and man, my boy Dave Sink at Pavement Powders, like this guy's out there. He's like, I mean, just doing work for me and doing work for sprint car racing in general.
So, just for those at home, Pavement Pounders is a Facebook page, and this guy is like on it.
Well, he's a legendary photographer.
Yep.
For sprint car midget, he's a writer, he's a journalist, he's a fan, he's an enthusiast, he's an ambassador of the sport. I mean, Dave Sink, he needs to end up in the Sprint Car Hall of Fame one day. Like he's one of the guys that he is our for pavement, non-wing and winger, just pavement sprint car racing. He is our Chris Economaki. Mm-hmm. He's our Dave Augerbright. Yeah, he's our he's our Dr. Jerry Punch. Like he's our guy, and he's seen it all. He's been in Knoxville. He's been everywhere. He's shot. He's been a photographer everywhere, and that's just where his heart is. And I mean, I appreciate him as much as anybody. But anyway, so he was called around. He goes, "Hey man, you got to call this guy. He's got a car. He's got like the back." And ironically, we had a red flag halfway through the Rory Price, and this guy in the 28 Miller Lite car, Colton Nelson, comes up to me. He's like, "Hey man, he's like, hey, this shit's fun, ain't it?" Like, I mean, I started 21st, and he started 22nd, 23rd, 24th, something like that, because they had some crazy invert. And we came through. We're running third and fourth, or fourth and fifth at the time, and he's like, and I was trying to pace and go slow, but every time this 28 car pull up next to me and show me that, I'm like, "Hey now," like trying to save my tires here. Like he kept pushing me. And we were catching cars, and we were two downhill skiers going through this field. And but he come out and he was just like, "Man, this is fun. I'm having a blast racing with you." And I'm like, "Dude, me too." Like I didn't know this guy.
Yeah.
And
his name's Colton Nelson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Colton Nelson, and he ended up finishing third in the Rory because he had some other. I think he ran out of fuel, but he probably would have won it after I fell out. He was faster than me, anyways. I thought it was going to come down to me and him. I really did. And ironically, they sent me this number, and he's like, "Hey, this is they said the 28 car's got another car," and I was like, "Oh, all right, cool. Yeah, I met that guy under red flag at the Rory, and he was like, cool." So I was like, so I called him. I was like, "Hey," he's like, "Hey, well, there's three of us that own this car, and it was their backup car, and all this, and he's like, maybe whatever." Like, so here it is, Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. Well, practice on Friday. Well, Thursday they call me. He's like, "All right, look," he's like, "I'll help you with your flight, and you could drive one of the push trucks to the hotel, and I get you a hotel." And I was like, "What about the pay?" And he's like, "Well, anything outside of third you can keep." And I was like, he's like, "But we'll worry about if you finish in the top three." And I'm like, "Well, I mean, that's a lot better than sitting at home watching it on Flow with everybody else." So like I'm always like, shoot him in the head, we'll count the bodies later, So like, all right, cool. So I'm like, "Do I need to bring a seat or whatever?" Like, he's like, "Yeah, sure." So I throw my shit in the bag, and I missed practice day because Trippy's birthday was the day before, and then Carno, Ken and Teresa Chase show up with a damn four-wheeler, and he's the one to ride the four-wheeler, and I'm like, trying to be a good dad. So I go, "Hey, I'm going to miss practice day because my kid wants to ride his four-wheeler and shit." And like, so we show up Friday, and I'm, putting the stuff together, and it's like, he's like, "It's not we got a set and a half of wheels just and stuff." And him and his couple of little buddies that started helping me put my seat in and stuff. And I'm like, we'll figure it out, And so I went out and I made like 3 laps on Friday. I got there and no, maybe it was Saturday morning. I don't even know when the hell it was. But like, so we're pretty quick, and we just sit there, and I was like, I think we got something, And like, so then they had this format where it's like top 2. There's like 28 or 30 cars. I don't even know how many, maybe more. And the top 2 get locked in.
Now, hang on. Before you get too far into the format, is this like a newer car? Is it an older car? I mean,
it's an older beast, and the motor was like 4 or 5 years old. He paid $8,000 for the motor, and he's like, oh, well, it's kind of our backup. And I'm like, well, it's a little track. You don't need no motor. And actually, I think having less horsepower ended up helping me. So
I mean, how old are we talking 5-10-year-old race car?
I don't know. See, with coilover cars, I don't know if that really matters. The older cars are better, but like, I mean, it wasn't new. It wasn't right. It was a lot better than all the other cars that lined up I could drive.
It hadn't been raining in a while.
Oh no, yeah, it hadn't been running in a while. But it was just like I said, it was a lot better than all the other. People are like, oh, are you sure it can win? I'm like, I put this 28 car up against every other car I was lined up to drive, and I was like, it's the best damn one I got. So it's a lot faster than the iRacing setup I had at the house.
Well, I damn sure didn't drag one from the house. This is the best one I got.
So, but either way, I mean, like, in order to compete, you got to be if you want to win, you got to be in the race. And and with this long race, I was like, well, I'm good. I felt like I'm good at pacing a race. I'm good at saving tires. And, they have a real soft tire out there. They got a 30 right rear. We're normally running the 40 or the 45 in this case, or the 450 that we run out here. They do the soft tire to help the guys who can't buy new ones because they get real greasy real fast. And I was like, well, maybe like, so they have this set up where like the top two in qualifying are locked in, and then you got to run top two in your heat race to get locked in. But I was like, okay, so it'll put me on the pole of a heat race. You got to start I was like, I need to qualify like 15th. But I had like a top 3 speed right out of the gate, and I was like, I remember coming in and I was like trying to think of excuses, and so I was like, hey guys, give me a minute. I ain't been here. I kept hitting a curb because this place is, they call it, I don't know, Concrete Palace or something like that. They got the Concrete Jungle. I don't know what they call it, but it's like it's got a cool name like Oswego. It's just this tight, like it's like the Bowman Gray of the West. It's like this flat quarter mile that they don't even put Coke syrup on, or like PJ1 or VHT. They put root beer and bleach is what they put on the track. I'm dead serious. And this place, the tires roll, skirt, it's cool though. I mean, I'm looking, I'm like, I don't know how that would go. That's going to tore up shit around here. And so I'm walking this track, I'm like, oh Lord, so I'm like, if I call 15th, I can start front 2 rows of a heat race. I can sneak in there, get locked in. I need to run they run the first 38 laps, and then they invert 8 or 10. And then they run another 38, and they start heads up for 20, and they put 4 tires on. I'm like, okay, I got to figure out how to be on the front row for that second segment, because I was like, I could be 2 tenths off if I start in the front row with some stickies. They got to come get me. So, I was like, shit, I went a little too quick in qualifying. I was the first. I didn't purposely go out in the last practice so I could be the first car at qualifying. A guy with a red hat on the backstretch, I'm like, hey, if I run a 50 or 60 on this first lap, you wave me off. Because I've been looking at race monitor, I'm like, I think a 60 is going to put me right around 15. And I went a 30 on the first lap, and I was like, oh, shit. So I waved off the second lap, and I was all mad. I ended up qualifying 12th because, some guys went out there and hammered. They went out there, and there wasn't a mosquito left in the place. These boys were smoking it. They were getting down. So qualified 12th, so I ended up starting 4th in the heat race. Outside roll to run second in the heat race. I'm locked in. I'm like, okay. I love when a plan comes together. My partner, Colton Nelson, we were working with him. He had a fast race car from the get-go, and he qualified second, so he was already locked in. So I locked in through the heat race, watched the B-main, did some stuff, and was trying to survey. So I was like, okay, well, now I'm starting 11th. So I got past 3 cars in this first 38 laps, and I could be on the front 2 rows of the second segment, and then we can go digging, try to get up front for the third segment.
Now, do you remember how many cars they start roughly? You said it's a bull ring, right?
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, it's flat, flat, like Bowman Gray. I think it's got 4 degrees of banking, and then a groove and a half up. They said it's got 6 or 8. It ain't. Yeah. This is. There's high school tracks that are banked as much as this. I think they started 26, maybe. And then the way they did it is 38, and 24. And then in the last 24 laps, it was you could put tires on, you do whatever you want. There was top 10 cars make it, right? And I was like,
okay, so everybody else is off the track. It's just a 10 car
to the house.
10 car shootout.
That was a dig. So I got to 7th, 6th in the first one. I was like, oh shit, I'm a little too so I parked it right there, and they started wrecking around me. I mean, they were all trying to get in that top 8. I ended up finishing 7th. They rolled an 8. Started outside stump of the second one. I was like, felt like John Madden, I was like, okay. So I was like, my dad was on the phone. He's like, man, why are you so slow? And I was like, no, Dad, you just watch here. Like, I'm playing the invert here. I'm trying to hustle this deal. I swear to God, I was over there, like, sound like DW. I was like, well, there's a vortex, and like, so I start outside stump, and I roll. I check out second segment. I'm like, well, all I gotta do is win this, and I'm on the pole for the last 24. They're gonna put some stickies. I'm gonna park this thing on the bottom. We're gonna take 20 racks to the house. I'm gonna buy my kids some shit. We're gonna have a good Christmas.
Hey, gotta buy Tribby some shoes.
Dude, that boy eats a lot of food, is what it is. And he tears up a lot of shit. Okay, big hammer. So win the second segment, going away. Lapped up to like 7th or 8th. I was like, come in. I'm like, but she's smoking. Getting a little high. I'm like, hey man, like 2:30. What do you think? He's like, oh, it'll be fine. Like, so like, well, you want to push it off and check? Well, dump some water in this. When to push it off, she locked up. Didn't get to run the last segment.
So to clarify,
had like a 3-second lead too right before that. Oh God.
To clarify, you had lapped up to 7th or 8th.
Yes,
had like a 3-second lead.
Lapped that track record pole sit son of a bitch that force from Canada, USA.
From Canada, eh?
Yeah, no.
So and then there was 24 laps left. You put some stickies on, and then it wouldn't push off. Locked up.
Nah, she's locked up. But my teammate Colton Nelson went out there, ended up dusting her ass, and he won the $20,000.
The guy that gave you the ride, the family gave you the ride.
Right.
Okay.
So it was still cool. I was out there, went to support him and do everything. I went up before the start of the last 24. I went and talked to Adam and let him know I appreciate the ride, and he was heartbroken for me. Threw me a little cash, and he felt bad, and because we took that old White Miller Lite can up to the front. Okay, she was rolling, and dude, I think it was like lap 68. We ran a fast lap of the race.
Did you have a crew? Did they?
Well, he had a couple buddies, the younger guys that have been helping him, and it was Thomas and man, God damn, it sucks because I know his name, but I've been drinking, boys. So, anyways, and these guys humped ass for me all week. They wanted to learn. These guys were hungry. So I was just sitting there trying to guide them, teach them. I appreciate the ride. So if there's nothing else I could do, I could try to teach them some of the stuff I've learned over the last 18 years of wing racing. And, right. We had a lot of fun. It's the most fun I had at a racetrack in a long time. Like, I can say that. And I surprised myself. I left there happy. Because normally, if I lose $2,000, I'm hard to deal with. So, I lost $20,000, and I'm not going to do what everybody thinks I'm going to do. I didn't raise hell. I didn't do nothing.
But you did do a Facebook Live.
Yeah, I did. I know. I caught a lot of hell about that. So I just wanted to, because there's a lot of people made that happen. Statham's helped me get out there on the flight. His last minute deal, and you may not know this about me, Danforth, but I'm broke. I ain't got a whole lot of money, so I can't just up on a Thursday and head to Boise, Idaho.
No, I know. I
got this little cheese dick company, TDZ Shocks, right here, building one shock a day for super stock guys out in Waycross, Georgia. I don't know, we ain't doing shit. So I'm just trying to race, and but again, this is a group of people. Some people took the live the wrong way, I was pouting or whatever.
And that's what I was trying to clarify there. I wasn't saying anything bad about the live. You could tell you genuinely appreciated the opportunity to be able to run that deal.
But it just stings because $20,000 changed my life. You know what I mean? I don't know how much he was going to give me. I know it was going to be at least 50%. So $10,000. I don't know anybody else out there if they want to add $10,000 to their YTD, if that doesn't change their day. But it changes my day.
Year to date. For those people listening to Bradley Junction.
YTD, they're
carry the two.
It's yards per touchdown. Not either way. But 10 G's is a big deal to me. Aside from having my name on the Pink Lady, and aside from just wanting to win, I just like to win. I'll just try to race and
Whiskey Indian November.
Sure. And contrary to popular belief, I don't run from competition. Like I was out there, like that was 28 or 30 of the baddest dudes in the country from East Coast to West Coast. You know, there's guys from Florida. I mean, I was the only one, but there's guys from Indiana, Michigan, like Colorado, California, Seattle, Washington. I mean, there wasn't many guys in pavement wing racing who I think are like it was our Knoxville Nationals. It was our big boys. Like if you won this race, they knew about it. And so, I mean, as far as, you know, ego and clout goes, like I'd like to win it. But, you know, as far as, you know, like eating and staying inside goes, I'd like to win it. But you know, my landlord probably would have been excited if I'd have won that. He was probably pulling for me. Like, son of a, he's probably my biggest fan. He's like, God, I hope he wins this son of a bitch. Because I had to come home and be like, hey, man, I'm going to be a couple of days late on that. You know
I really had all my eggs in the pink lady. And
see, the way my bank account's set up, I got to. So, but either way, you know, I just wanted people to know, I mean, I did. If you see me race, I feel like that's the best I could do. Like, it doesn't matter if we're in Carino's backyard or if we're in Boise, Idaho, for 20 grand like that. If I run, that's the best I can do. And I wanted everybody who helped me know, and I wanted everybody, you know, collectively in pavement sprint car racing to see like what happened that weekend. I felt like it was a good deal. I felt like people came together. They put up some money. They did it right. They got the car count. I mean, the place was packed. Like, I mean, I'm telling you, like when I say Bowman Gray, like it's like old school setup. I mean, this place is badass. Like Meridian Speedway is not your typical quarter mile. Like it's a pretty cool historic place that's been around for a long time. And like I don't know, I just thought it was great for the sport. I thought it was great, you know, for the people involved. I thought it was great in general, just across everything. And I was proud to be a part of it. I was thankful to be a part of it. I did get a little emotional because I was like, damn, you know, like, because I'm a competitor, you know, but I'm not crybaby. You know, I almost cried, like, but I was just, you know, I wanted it. And,
right.
You know, sometimes, you know, it don't work out. And now I got to go back. Like, because now I got to, like, I feel like there's some unfinished business there because I'm like, damn, I'm trying to retire, but now I got to keep having shit happen where I want to race. So, you know, I look forward to going back. I mean, the people were cool. It's been a long time since you pull in the pits, and like, especially as far as I came, because people look at you ain't from around here, boy. You know, they don't like your, like everybody
this
thinks
town ain't big enough.
Well, when they hear Florida, like everybody thinks that I got like, you know, I came there, I flew in on a pet flamingo, and you know,
flip flops, dreadlocks.
Yeah, of course. I got to hurry up and get home to my house on the beach, and you know, I got my kids riding dolphins right now. I got to get back. You know, like I don't know what they think, but I'm from town and country. Okay, like I live like 3 roads over from Martin Luther King Boulevard. If you know what I'm saying, like this ain't we ain't Cheval, or this ain't Avila. This ain't the fancy, but either way, I came a long way to race, and I want to rep for the guys down here, you know, like, because for a long time I felt like pavement wing racing, like we flew the flag. TBRA was the staple. Like we were when we went up to Little 500, even non-wing, like we rolled up with 10, 11 cars and we showed out. Like Florida guys won a lot, and you know, I felt like moving forward as far as racing goes, like guys like, you know, Dave Steele, myself, you know, there's guys, the Shane Butler, like people who travel around. Like there's not many of us who branch out anymore because of how expensive things got and COVID, all this other shit. But like, you know, I want them to know Florida ain't no joke, you know, because we still got some bad boys down here. I believe that.
Right.
So, you know, I like to fly that flag, you know, and you know, it all hit me all at once. You know, I was like, I just got a phone with my dad, and I was like, well, I didn't get no money, Dad. You know, but like whatever, but like it wasn't no crybaby, you know, shit like that. You know, I'm proud of our results. I'm super thankful to the Nelson family. Super thankful to the Stathams, everybody who got me to where I needed to be to race that race. And I look forward to coming back, and I look forward to whipping that ass.
So mark it down that the Florida man, hashtag Florida man, Troy DeCare, will be at the Pink Lady again next year. We don't know if it's going to be.
I don't even know the Florida man thing's a good deal though. Yeah. Like most of those folks are from Michigan anyways. Like, and they all live in Orlando.
Yeah,
Orlando.
So he's going to be up there. He might be Fred Flintstone in a 1980 chassis, or he might be in the Statham car.
Statham said, "Oh, we're going."
Yeah,
he said, "Oh, we're going," and they got a bunch of Connex boxes there, like for the pit stalls. He's like, we could ship one out. We could leave it in the Connex box up there. And like, and the Nelson family said, like, they'll have me back if I could. And I mean, I'm gonna race that race,
right?
And I gotta win it. I gotta win it,
right?
I gotta win it for my boy Ken Hamilton. And I drove for Davey for a little while, lived with the Hamiltons. So that race has a little special meaning to me. And like, I want to see it grow. I want to see it be the Knoxville National. That's what Dave Shane keeps calling it. It's a Knoxville National Pavement Sprint race,
right?
And I think it's gonna keep growing. And I want to put that Florida flag up on that, like
right.
Put that in the ground, right?
Yeah,
there.
You want to plant that thing.
Hey, it needs to be.
Hey, like you said, hardly home, but always repping.
Hey, I wear a Tampa Bay hat everywhere I go.
Yeah,
that's just I try to make it as famous as Jay-Z made the New York hat. So like, he's got a few more dollars, but you get the reference. Like so, either way, but no, and I'd like to see more guys from Florida branch out and go out there. It's a long way. But they keep putting up the money; they're making it worth it, Right. And it got away. It did. Everyone's like, "Oh, everybody knows it was you." I was like, "Yeah, but my name ain't on the damn shirt." So until your name's on the shirt, you ain't just shit.
That's the one that got away for Troy DeCare. So, all right, we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll come right back, and we'll close this deal up. All right, y'all are not going to notice this, but that was a little bit of an extended break there. We were making a business decision. We were buying copious amounts of shocks.
No, but for real.
Yeah.
No, I'm dead serious because, well, you don't even know. But if anybody, investors want to get involved, I got a deal in North Carolina right now because the Cup shocks, well, they outlawed for the Cup Series and they changed. Anyways. Y'all want some shocks?
Yeah.
Hey, I got a deal for you.
Call TDC Shocks, but do not call before 3 p.m. Office hours 3:30 p.m. to 7:30 a.m.
Bro, we're open 25/8. Okay. hey, and if we don't got it, you don't need it. Hey, that's how it works. Anyways, yeah, 813-337-8966. Come on.
So
that's a free plug. Segment 4, son.
That's like the 19th hole at golf.
Yeah.
So
we've been drinking.
Yeah. So we had we kind of collectively had an idea. I had an idea and I brought it up to Troy and he liked it. So we're gonna just kind of throw it out there at the end of this show for the next one. So I had the idea to kind of put out there.
Dude, time out. Like this is how long. Look at the dust.
No, that's not dust. It's glue. It won't come off.
Look at it.
No,
you should feel awful about yourself. Anyways, go ahead.
No. Hang the fuck on. I wiped these off with this rag. That is adhesive from screen printing. Look.
Oh, so you out here. So not only that's how much you've screen printed before you did a show. Anyways, you ain't about this show. Sit down.
That's how much I don't respect that car.
That's terrible.
Scott makes fun of you for that car.
He does not make fun of me for that.
You told me that.
Not me, Cody. But either way, sit down. Like either way, and I love that car. Actually, and I had that car cost me $100. Anyways, because long story.
Yeah, so
we were trying to. Cody was trying to debo that, and then ended up.
Wow, Cody was trying to debo something. What a fucking surprise!
And put it on me. But anyways, so just like a transmission, like what do you do with a fucking transmission? I can barely drive a stick. Anyway, so
I had
yada yada about your great idea.
Yeah, so I had an idea and I ran it by Troy and he kind of agreed with it, but we want to kind of get a little bit of feedback going on it. So I had kind of had the idea to just kind of pick a year, and this is more kind of it could be like Cup
this
Series
is exactly
stuff
why I
like
told
that.
you to think about this before you got into it.
No. No, I'm good. I mean, it's more of a Florida-based thing, but it could kind of wander into like some cup stuff and things like that. But it's going to be more like, we name a year and we name a type of car.
See, that's why I like to see it more nationwide. Like I like to see 1997 World of Outlaws. Like I'd love that.
Yeah. So we're going to kind of pick a year and pick a class, pick a car, and then Troy's going to pick a driver that you got unlimited funding. You're putting somebody in this car, right? So, for example, like Troy just said, it's 1997. It's the World of Outlaws. You're a car owner. Who are you putting in it? And then, we might do one. Well, it's 2015.
I think we should do it as far as like who you putting in it and who you going to have crew chief.
Well,
I mean, now we're getting out there.
Yeah.
Like, well, I'm going to have a change in the right front tire.
Yeah.
Kenny Wallace.
This guy's been drinking.
Hey, no, but I mean, your idea is good too. I like that. Like, say, hey, how about this? Like, now we're talking about the Jackaroo.
If it's the Jackaroo, give me Mario Gosling.
Yeah, come on. And it's like I'm taking Gary Santa Mont. Like, no, so it's like it's Hooters Pro Cup. 2000
Pro Cup.
They're running USA International.
The Sunbelt Super Late Model Series.
Hey.
The Sarah Limited Late Model Series.
No, Sarah.
The Sarah Modified Series. They had a limited series too.
But the Sarah Modified.
Uncle Eddie Howell in the 62 Wolf car owned by Rick Wilson. Anyways, but yes.
Eric Amarola. I remember he won Rookie of the Year.
I think Jamie Burrows won a championship in that.
Sarah Modified. I don't even know what Sarah stood for. It was like Southern Area Racing Association.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Like Sarah Modified. I think Rick Day, who's in charge of the sprint car dealer now, he was a part of that. Like, but Sarah Modifieds, I remember, dude, they had, Dwayne Dempsey and Rusty Dixon and
Jamie.
Q Auto Injury was all over that whole deal. Like, I felt like he sponsored everybody.
Yeah. And we could do like.
See, look at us go. Look at us go.
Who'd have thunk it?
Hey, look at us.
Not me.
So but I would say that too. Even go back to ASA.
I was about to say ASA. Give me Butch Miller.
Butch Miller. I'm all about the 88 Good Wrench Illumina. Either way, no, I'm with all. We can go anything. NASCAR 96, Papyrus Racing. I'm with. I think it's a great deal. I'd see us going down a rabbit hole. Yeah. I see that, and I see some people going like, "What the hell are they talking about?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "What do y'all know about
the Super 6 class at Auburndale Speedway?"
It's like, don't do street stocks 1990 at East Bay because I'm taking Paul Davis in the Big A Auto Salvage number 10 or Timmy Gay.
Yeah, no, I'll take Paul Davis.
Of course. Anybody with Big A on the quarter panel, the rear quarter panel, was winning.
Yeah.
Like, for sure. Well, because it was on the big rear quarter panel of every car.
I've got a picture at my dad's house of me, a wee young lad, about 4 years old, 96 in Victory Lane.
96 pounds, 4 years old?
Paul Davis.
Paul Davis. Hey, dude, I see Paul Davis plumbing all the time, and I'm like, hey, y'all even know who the real Paul Davis is?
That ain't the real Paul. Take it off your truck.
It needs to be black and yellow.
Yeah.
But either way, see, again, here we are. Half the people don't know what the hell we're talking about.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm taking William Hampton in the Pinto, the number 52, or I think it was like baby blue. Looked like Jimmy Means out there. I'm with it. Like, I just don't know where it starts and where it ends. So that's up to you.
We might get into the Goodies Dash series.
Either way, Baby Grand, I don't give a shit. Like, I rock. Whatever. I'm taking Allenser Jr. in Michigan and why they ran Pontiacs, I don't know, because everybody sucked in Pontiacs. It's like shit should have been an Oldsmobile. Either way.
We might start at the Super 6 class, and obviously if it's Super 6, I'm taking Billy Wayne Morris, RP, and
Morris.
But it could venture off into asphalt, dirt, Goodies Dash series. Hell, by the end of it, we might be picking our favorite Monster Jam guy from 2003, and give me El Toro Loco.
I definitely wasn't around 2003. But Bigfoot flying the American flag and the Ford flag.
El Toro Loco.
Dude, there's a big float set outside of Race Rock. That's all that matters to me.
That's true.
How many times do you see people like, hey, man, I have my picture taken with El Toro Loco. Like, what the hell?
Hey.
That sounds like a shot at a Mexican joint.
We were talking earlier about TJ on the live, about TJ didn't even know what dial-up internet was. He didn't know what Race Rock was, baby.
Dude, Race Rock.
Shout out Kenny Wallace.
Me and Dustin Chisholm, I know, had at least 2 birthdays there. Yeah. And like we didn't give a shit about the helicopter tours next door. Like we didn't. I remember when they shut Race Rock down. I still pass it. I'm like, man, y'all remember when Race Rock was there?
Dude, we were going
I used to have a Daytona burger. Like I remember Jeremy McGrath's bike was up there. I was like, dude, Jeremy McGrath wins everything. Like I was like, Jesus Christ. Like I don't even know how much money my parents spent in that place. And I remember when Rusty Chisholm took me and Dustin there, like, because I had no concept of anything, and neither did Dustin. We must have played that Daytona USA game 8,000 times. We probably cost him $4,500. I don't even know. Like, that was the most expensive, shitty birthday ever. Because, like, nobody, we got the penny smashed long
race
like,
rock.
Race rock.
Yeah, I got one of them, yeah.
Hell yeah. That penny cost us $7. Like, you know, like, come on. You had to go out, sign the wheel of Bigfoot, stand in it. You know, I had my Jinko jeans on or my high side, my Airwalks on. Of course I did, bro. I was out there. Bro,
I forgot you from town and country.
I had a bowl cut, son. I was doing kick flips and shit. Like, you know the deal. Like, so either way, like, here we are. Like, what were we talking about?
We're already down a rabbit hole, and we didn't even started that episode yet.
You know, Brian had a great idea.
Yeah.
He's like, he wanted to do that one thing about that other thing that nobody knows what the fuck's going on.
That sounds like every idea you've ever fucking had.
There's the guys who come up with the ideas. Like, the people who put them into place, that's a totally different deal. It's not my assignment. Like, I signed up for, like, here I am. Give you the $1 million idea. Now you're supposed to put it. There's people who do. There's people who don't. Like, I'm the idea guy.
You have the $1 million ideas, and then when you act upon them, you go down a rabbit hole.
Squirrel. I mean, either way. So this ain't about me, Brian.
Hey, so I'm just saying
about your dumbass idea. Yeah. So let's talk about the jackaroos, squirrel dicks, whatever. I'm in. Like, if you want to go down a rabbit hole, like, I'm Bugs Bunny, son, let's go. Like, I mean, what do you want to do? So either way, I'm with it. So you get this, like, dialed in a little better, put up a poll, do whatever. See people. Yeah,
so like, long story short, if you got any ideas about a year or a class or a series or whatever, send it in.
Send it in. We'll take it, and we'll probably end up not talking about it and talk about something totally else. Like,
we'll end up on.
So how the hell did Ricky Rudd go from 5 to 10? I don't even remember that shit. Like,
y'all remember Ricky Rudd's? Ricky Rudd did the first ever foot cam at Sonoma. That's crazy.
Boy, he was out there toe heel.
He was out there heel toe.
And then White Simpson lace ups with the two. Hey, that boy he runs a pretty pedal. Yeah, I was like, Jesus Christ. I watched that shit and I was like, man, I'd rather run a mile. Like that shit, like he was a lot of work. I'm gonna go ahead and run an oval. Yeah. And I'm gonna run a sprint car without a clutch. Like, I think that's probably what sent me down the sprint car route. Like, I saw him do that. I was like, there ain't no way. Because me and Eric Amarola was driving that Cushman at Dirt Devil, picking up trash, and I was dumping the clutch, couldn't hardly run it. Sam was getting pissed. And I'm like, between that Cushman and Ricky Rudd, I was like, yeah, sprint car's for me. That's right. You see how we take that? How we're at? Like, I mean, I can rap about anything.
Yeah, so if y'all got any ideas, send it in. I'm sure I'll lean on my dad for some of it.
Daryl.
And
that boy Daryl knows.
And I'm sure after this airs, I'll get a phone call from.
If it ever airs, you're gonna edit it.
Hey,
probably February 43rd, and
I'll get a phone call from one Terror to Care, and he's gonna tell me you got to talk about late models in 1980, whatever it was.
Oh, when they took the roofs off and put the plexiglass sides on.
When I climbed the flag stand and sprayed the flagman with
dude, they used to take the roofs off late models and put these plexiglass sideboards on there right before the Winter Nationals. Hey, my dad would whip that ass like that. I'll be honest with you, like, well, because first of all, he had unlimited supply of Lexan thanks to Harman Auto Glass, and then like, so we had the big sideboards and like. He didn't have the best motor, but back then East Bay was wet. Yeah. So like, boy was hooked up. And that Han Speed Shop number 88.
They said,
or no, he was 16. 88 was my uncle.
They said that Tommy Ivanovsky?
No, it was my uncle Alan.
They said that way back in the day, like in your dad's heyday, that everybody started the race like super light because you'd pick up that much mud.
Even if you were light, you just roll down the infield, pick up.
Yeah.
Or one of your crew guys brought you a helmet full of cement. I don't know. My dad might have done some shit like that.
Yeah.
That's what I heard when he had Butch Athan out there carrying a 40-pound helmet in Victory Lane. Like, Jesus Christ. No, my dad had some goons on his foot.
Yeah, he was telling us a story about the Golden Gate deal. Or at the Golden Gate
Then he ends
reunion.
up becoming an official trying to catch people for cheating. I'm like, bro, this is like when that guy from Catch Me If You Can became an investigator trying to catch people for check fraud. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah.
How about that reference? Jesus Christ.
Your dad's got some stories.
The Black Flag Bandit is now an official.
He definitely.
What the hell's the world coming to?
Hey, he definitely cracked into him over at Captain Jack's.
R.I.P. Captain
R.I.P.
Jack.
Captain Jack,
hey,
man.
Dude, I tell you, that's a sad deal for racing in general. Like, there's a lot of when Kyle Bronson brought that car out at Eldora with all the names on it. First of all, I was like, I can't believe they put my name next to those guys. There's some legends on that deal. Captain Jack, guy invented aluminum boat trailers. Like, Jesus Christ. Like,
so just to
legend.
Hey, hats off.
If you ain't never been to the Cracker House of Captain Jack's, you're missing out. You better get your ass there this February for his memorial.
February 12th.
I got goosebumps right now.
Hey,
I'm gonna make sure. I know Dorothy is, and I know Dave Steele would have. I know Wayne Hammond will. I know Joe Milnick will. The legacy of Captain Jack's, Danny Smith, like, it's going to go on.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, like, that's like the first car owner I ever lost. So
right.
So R.I.P. Captain Jack.
Let me just give you a quick little rundown here. So, for those of you who didn't know Captain Jack, in his lifetime, he was all of these things. He was a Marine Corps veteran. He owned a bar on St. Pete Beach.
He owned East Bay Raceway when they covered it up. It used to be a fish farm.
Yep.
And my Aunt Candy worked the front gate. My mom worked there. Like, he gave them all a job. Like,
he was a charter captain. He invented aluminum boat trailers.
I think he discovered America.
Yeah.
With Christopher Columbus.
See,
Captain Jack was the man.
Captain Jack actually drove the boat. Columbus was just a deckhand.
Yeah.
So
the Nina, the Penta, and the quick load boat trailer. Yeah. That's what it was. It was like
so. And then obviously in the racing world, he's known for owning sprint car team and having a plethora of drivers. I mean, from Dave Steele to Red Koonsbeck to Jack Hewitt to Troy DeCare to Halden Shield.
I wasn't a speck on Captain Jack's radar. I was the worst driver he had. Dude, but he had like a
Wayne Hammond,
a Motti. Jack Heidenshield. Like, yeah, if you were worth, like, when he called me to drive his car a little 500, I was like, oh damn. Like, I remember I was like, first of all, I thought I was on Punk'd. Yeah. And I was like, okay, this is
where's Ashton Kutcher?
I remember calling my dad and I was like, Captain Jack is drunk because he wants me to drive his race. Like he got rid of Tony Elliott. Like, Tony Elliott, they've been running top 3 in the little 500 like every year, battling for wins. And him and Tony split. And I was like, but like me, you want me to drive? Like, for that? Hey, I was like, shit. Like, I mean, then I was like, hey man, I might not be so bad. I might be all right. Like, if Captain Jack asked me, I'm like, I could race. I could that the first time I realized that could race is because Captain Jack called me. I'm like, I was scared. Like, I was scared. I was genuinely. I was at Dave Steele's shop working as a shop bitch, and I was like, yeah, no, yes sir, I'll do it. I was like, Dave, Jack just called me to drive his car. He's like, well, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna drive it, and he's like, well, good. Now get your ass over there. Like, yeah. I mean, we had Kurt Taylor working on it, and these guys, like, oh man, I remember the first time I got there and I saw the 66, and it was the blue, the yellow, and the orange. I was like, oh, this is real. Like, this is real. I mean, my uncle Red Koonsbeck drove his car. Like, I seen badasses drive his car. I was like, man, are y'all sure y'all want to put my name on this? Like, this is crazy. Crazy. And we had a shot to win that race, and we should have, but some shit happened. But, like, one of my best memories in racing, and I will never forget that 20-pound hand on my shoulder when you go get me a win, boy. Like, I was like, I was scared to shit. I better win this race or he's going to whip my ass. Like Captain Jack, I mean, he just, the respect for this man.
Listen, guys, if you've never been out to the Cracker House, to the Golden Gate, Sunshine Speedway Memorial, If you've never been out,
we never played 31 after the Winter Nationals, and you brought him some Secret 7. Like you
never been out to Captain Jack's birthday. I'm telling you, you got to get out there. It's right down the road from East Bay. It's a great spot.
It's timeless. It needs a historical, like one of them things.
Landmark. Yeah,
it is synonymous with everything that there is racing. Like Florida racing wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't for him. He promoted races. He owned cars. He won. I mean, across the country. He won in Canada.
Yeah.
With Dan Wayne Hammond in Canada. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And I tell you, just to kind of kudos to your dad here. Your dad does a hell of a job putting together the Golden Gate Speedway reunion / Sunshine Speedway reunion. And this is the first year that they've joined in. The Sunshine deal has kind of been in conjunction with the Golden Gate deal. And your dad, Terry, does a great job with it.
Sunshine is now Showtime for the people who know. Like, Sunshine Speedway has been a staple. I mean, it's held big races for late models. I mean, Mike Cope won in the USA 1 for my dad down there at Sunshine Speedway. Mike Cope, the Slim Jim 44 in the Busch Grand National Series.
Oh, come on with it. So shout out to Terry, does a great job putting that together. I help a little bit here and there with, kind of setting things up, but I've had a good conversation with Terry about 3 or 4 days after the reunion this year, and I really want to play a bigger part in it next year and help kind of integrate the youth with the old heads. So basically your dad was like, a lot of these old guys, they're kind of dying off and things like that. And he said
Leroy Porter's walking around there.
Yeah. He said that the old guys want to be able to meet and shake the hands of the young guys. So, we got to get some younger guys out there.
Love to see a Jim Childers and a TJ DeCare have a conversation.
Yeah,
like, what's up?
We got to get some. I mean, TJ and them came out, but it was later. But Book Miller, they brought their legend out this year, and we got to get like Bubba Hurd, get their legend out there.
We need to get with the dude who runs Auburndale and get all them guys. I mean, there needs to be a Golden Gate Sunshine Speed Memorial deal or reunion. Race weekend.
Yeah.
They need to have a race, like a Golden Gate Speedway Classic.
Right.
And they need to have, and so like when Governor's Cup used to roll through here, I mean, you're talking about Hamke, Wayne Rudiman, Buzzy Rudiman. You're talking about, Leroy Porter. You're talking about, like Seneca. Like, all these guys have come down here and raced at Golden Gate, the fairgrounds. The USAC season in the 70s just started at the fairgrounds, which Captain Jack was a promoter of back then. Mm-hmm. And the history of Florida is deep. And what you need to know about this is every major series in the country that matters to me starts in Florida.
Right.
So, and for a while, it was ending here in Florida at Homestead. So, so it's only right that, we honor the, John Nemecheks.
Right.
The Lakeland, Florida John Nemechek.
Yeah. R.I.P. John. But yeah, definitely, I'm going to try to work with Terry a little bit more closely next year and try to get, more of the older crowd and the younger crowd. Cause your dad told me bluntly, he said the guys I used to race with, there's less and less of them here every year cause they're dying.
Yeah.
And he's like, we've got to get some of the younger guys mixed in to have conversations with the old guys about how things were and how they are now, because apparently this year there were some of the old guys that were saying where's this kid? I see he's been winning a lot. I'd like to talk to him, so.
I loved going. I didn't make it back this year. I was racing in Montgomery. I drove so far that I fell asleep. Yeah. I made it to almost Ocala and I fell asleep. But no, I love it because I like sitting there talking to a Larry Tyler about he goes, hey, now boy, you can put a pair of 350 springs on the front of that thing. And I was like, I'm listening, I know things totally changed. But Larry Tyler won a lot of damn races. So when he talks, you better listen. Joe Melnick's going to sit there. He's going to be over by the cooler a little bit. He's going to tell you about how it was, and Bobby Alexander. And, like I said, when Leroy Porter came up, he's like, hey, man, I watch you a lot on Facebook. And I was like, Leroy Porter watches me? I was like, I remember when your name's on the Governor's Cup. Like, guys won it all, dude. And, Will Cagle came through here, the Tampa Terror. He's from New York area, and everybody knows the Rudiman name, and everybody knows the Nas bitches, and these guys and stuff to come through here, the things that have happened.
So let me tell you the coolest part, and I'll end it on this. And the coolest part of the day for me was I got there about 7:30. I met with your dad. I was like, where we want to set up T-shirt sets. We set up the shirts and, just kind of talk to people throughout the day. But at the end of the day, my wife Bailey had been selling shirts all day, and I had been at the shirt tent, but I had been kind of mingling a little bit, and she'd been in the Cracker House before, but when we started packing up, she was like, I want to walk inside. I want to see it again. So I was like, all right, cool. So we walk inside, and there's a table. If you ever been in like Captain Jack's Cracker House,
or the one with the pictures on it,
the one with the pictures on it, the oak table or whatever it is, and
got pictures with like urethane over it.
Yep, and it's got the list of drivers that ever drove for Captain Jack, and Troy's you were the last one, right?
Unfortunately, I was the last one. I'm
not saying that as a bad thing.
No, I'm saying it as a bad. I felt like I didn't do him justice because we should have won that damn thing.
So I walk in and I just look, and it kind of like, oh shit moment. Like Wayne, this is who's around the table. Wayne Hammond, Joe Melnick, Bobby Alexander. And then LJ
3 bats
and Shane Butler were sitting there. And I was just like, I walked in and I saw them and I was like, holy shit. So I sat down at the table, and Wayne Hammond and Joe Melnick were talking about when they ran the mile, you know what I'm talking about, the mile way too damn big to be racing on. Wayne Rickbat at it, the Indiana mile.
Indianapolis, DeCoin, Springfield, Indianapolis.
Indianapolis
the
mile.
Hoosier 100?
Yeah, the Hoosier 100. Yes, he says. And they were talking about that and just like all kinds of old stories. And your dad walked in and he grabs a chair and he sat down, and your dad says, "What lap are we on?" And I was like this right here is straight up like no bullshit bench racing. Like,
no, they get down.
Joe Melnick was talking about how he went to the Hoosier 100 as a backup driver to Wayne, and he said he looked at that track and said, God, I hope he don't wreck this damn thing because I don't want to drive here.
Dude, when they run a champ car around there, I'm trying to look here for this deal. I should have bought a damn door panel off that car. When Kyle ran that car at Eldora, I mean, when Dave Augerbright took time out of the MAV TV production to, run off the list for, the drivers for Captain Jack, like, it's something special. And
right.
Hey, and shout out to Dave Augerbright in his career. Now he's going to go off and do other things, but that guy's a staple for racing too.
Yeah, for sure.
No, they I mean, the names on that list, I wish I could find it so fast. Like, I'm terrible at this. But yeah, no, like I came back. I flew home a bunch of times just to be there for the
Captain Jack's birthday party.
100%. Like you don't miss that. Like,
yeah,
he used to have a fire engine out there with a thing. Like, the guy did it. But he's a train, like, out there on the train track, like a real train car, like on train tracks. Like, it's just, I mean, I know a whole bunch of outlaws and all-stars and late models and stuff like that. When they come down here in February, like, they wouldn't know where to go and park their stuff and stay the whole week if it wasn't, for Captain Jack. He's got a little pond. He's got electrical hookups. He's got the, like, he keeps racing alive around here. And, like, I hope that, there is a Golden Gate, or Jack Nowling class, like, because that man he's on our Mount Rushmore. So, like,
right,
I'd love to see it. I mean, and what we'll do is, because I'm terrible at this right now, but we'll post it on the bench racing, the list of drivers.
The list of drivers, yeah, we'll do that.
Stuff like, I mean, it's just, there's nothing to say. I mean, I'm usually not short on words. Like, I got some shit to say, but like, there ain't a whole lot to say about it. But Captain Jack's just a legend.
There's not a whole lot to say about Captain Jack. The man did a lot of things in his life. Like I said, anything from being
Tony Stewart came to the Cracker House.
Yeah, I mean, anything from being a Marine to beach bars to charter captain to race team owner, quick load aluminum boat trailers, race promoter. The guy did it all in his life. Great guy to look up to. It was a little bit different this year having the reunion at Jack's without Jack there. Jack unfortunately passed right before the reunion. So this goes out to Dorothy, and I believe his wife's name was Kathy, correct?
Mm-hmm.
This goes out to Dorothy and Kathy. You know, we wish you guys, you know, comfort and healing, and you know, just know, and I think that this shows with the people that were there at the Golden Gate and Sunshine reunion that, you know, your dad, Dorothy, your dad, Kathy, your husband, you know, he was well respected, and extremely loved from Florida to, you know, all the way up to the Tony Stewarts and the Casey Canes of the world.
I mean,
everybody loves Captain Jack. So
riding, it wasn't gonna be the same seeing him ride up on the
on the
golf cart.
On the golf cart.
I just found a quick list, and like I seen the names here. I mean, Rick Unger. I mean, besides the local heroes like Taylor Andrews, Jim Childers, Dave Steele, Chuck Amati, Will Cagle, Brad Doty, you know, Wally Pancraft out in California, Jack Hewitt, Jack Heinchild, Fred Linder, the Pro Shocks guy, Dave Freese. You remember when Freese ran the truck? That was his grandson. Jim Mahoney, Brett Kading, Keith Butler. I mean, my name's on there. Tony Elliott, Brian Tyler, Willie Stauffer, Frank Riddle, Larry Tyler. You know, I mean, George Snyder, Roland Johnson, Bobby Alexander, Wayne Ruderman, Red Koonsbeck. I mean, Bob Saccone. Like, the name, I mean, there's a couple guys, a bunch of guys I didn't list, but I mean, unreal list of names. I mean, that's half the Sprinkler Hall of Fame right there. Like,
yeah, for sure.
But I mean, yeah, the guy did his thing. I mean, everybody knows, like, and shout out to Kyle Bronson for putting it on the car, running the 66, and you know, giving the people their flowers while they're still here, because, you know, Jack was there to see it. Jack got him a shirt and stuff like that. Shit was so cool.
Yeah, Jack,
Wayne Hammond and Kyle Bronson.
Yeah, salute, hats off.
And Eldora.
That happened, you know,
for the World 100.
Fortunately, that happened a couple weeks before Jack's passing. But like I said, you know, Dorothy, Kathy, you know,
it definitely made his last couple months better.
For sure. You know, it's all love to you guys. Like I said, you know, Dorothy, your dad, Kathy, your husband is a legend. And Jack passed knowing that, you know, he was loved by a lot of people and respected nationwide in the racing community. And, you know, if you guys ever need anything, obviously you can, there's a ton of people that you can hit up, but definitely the two of us sitting right here will do anything we can to help you guys. We love Jack. We love you guys. And we love all of our listeners. Thank you guys so much for watching, and RIP Captain Jack.